Let's get into it. Jalen Carter. Draft stock has dropped since being supposedly the arrest warrant was issued earlier this morning, and his draft stock is come into question. A lot of it seems to be his previous statements to police, after the whole incident took place, leaving the scene of an accident, a fatal accident at that. Giving false reports to the police in the beginning stages. But let's see what's going on with. We're gonna check this out. Let's see if we get this. See if we can get this queued up right quick.
I know there are injury concerns with
There we go.
nothing compared to the injury concerns with their current quarterback. I'm putting two and two together here. What am I getting? So it comes down to I know there are injury concerns with Lamar, but there's nothing compared to the
See if we could get right to this.
I mean, you're going to have to pay Lamar a lot of.
They're talking about everything, but
Those first round picks turn into.
all right, this might be.
Look,
All right, this ain't the segment. Let's go back. Let's go down a little bit.
respect the way the Dolphins are going about this too. I think they're really trying to handle it, recognize.
What we at? There we go. Let's get down there. Okay. Former Georgia star Jalen Carter, one of the top prospects in next month's NFL draft, has been charged with reckless driving and racing in connection with a crash that killed a teammate and a recruiting staff member. The Athens-Clarke County Police Department has issued an arrest warrant obtained Wednesday by the Associated Press, which alleges Carter was racing his 2021 Jeep Trackhawk against the 2021 Ford Expedition driven by the recruiting staffer, 24-year-old Chandler LaCroix, which led to the January 15th wreck. The announcement came hours after the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported that Carter was present at the scene of the crash and later provided shifting accounts of the wreck to police. Devin Wilcock, who was an offensive lineman for the Bulldogs, and LaCroix were killed in what police initially reported as a single vehicle accident. Carter is in Indianapolis at the NFL scouting combine. He had been slated to speak to reporters as part of a previously scheduled media availability, but a league spokesperson later told reporters that Carter would not be speaking Wednesday because he and 5 other players were still conducting physicals. Okay, conducting the physical parts, that might be a normal thing for combines. But something tells me that that's a smoke screen. It just seems like a smoke screen. I mean, is it me? I mean, because he was scheduled to talk to the media. And so this arrest warrant, all this information came out, and now nobody can really find him from all, like, the latest reports I've been hearing the last half an hour. Nobody even knows where he's at. Did he turn himself in to authorities where the incident happened at? I mean, nobody even knows where this dude is at right now, from what I'm understanding. In a statement posted to social media later Wednesday, Carter said he intends to return to Athens to answer to the misdemeanor charges against me and to make certain that the complete and accurate truth is presented. Well, you had a lot of time to think on it, buddy. Carter's representatives told police that they were making arrangements for Carter to turn himself in, according to Sean Burnett, a spokesperson for the Athens Clarke County Police Department. Burnett told ABC News that Athens police have been in contact with his representatives, but said he did not know when Carter will turn himself in. Nobody knows where this dude is at. Carter also said in a statement that he expects to be fully exonerated of any criminal wrongdoing. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that probably have never taken part of certain things as a youth. When you were teenagers, when you were in your 20s, your early 20s, some of us did some things that, especially if you were Gen Xer, wasn't no social media around and instant news outlets. And when I say instant, I mean everybody's walking around with literally cameras and a computer in their pocket in the name of a smartphone. So as soon as something happened, you can videotape it right there and start doing your own individual commentary and upload it right away to the internet. Instant news. So we didn't have that back in the day, but we did a whole lot of dumb shit and questionable shit too. Now, I'm not excusing what happened, but I think what people are failing to realize in this situation, from the initial stories that's out now, they were both racing. They both allegedly made the choice to race. Nobody pulled out a gun and said, you know what? I command you to race me now. Nah. Allegedly, they both made a choice to race. So what's happening is because Carter is the one who's, he was in the line to possibly be the number 1 draft pick overall, at least in the top 5. So because he didn't die in an accident, it's like he's getting double the scrutiny and the blame for what happened, when allegedly they both made this choice to race. Allegedly. So, I mean, and some reports say he left the scene of an accident, so that's gonna always look bad on you. I don't care who you are. If it can be proven that you was at the scene at the time of the accident, and then you left for whatever reason, Yeah, that's gonna be a tough call right there. You're gonna have to deal with that. What else they talking about? Details of the investigation released Wednesday cited evidence that Carter and LaCroix were operating their vehicles in a manner consistent with racing shortly before the crash. Yeah. The evidence demonstrated that both vehicles switched between lanes, drove in the center turn lane, drove in opposite lanes of travel, overtook other motorists, and drove at high rates of speed in an apparent attempt to outdistance each other, the police statement said. So it's other people on the road at this, because I saw one report where I think it was like 2 in the morning. So it's other people out there. It's like a downtown area. So I don't know if they was thinking, okay, it's early in the morning, not that many people out. It might not have been a verbal agreement. It might have been like one of them head nod things, and one person takes off, and another person is like, keep up with this guy. He can't outdrive me. I mean, we're talking about young adults in their young 20s. Testosterone driven, just wanting to compete in every aspect of life. I mean, it's unfortunate that the other young man died as a result, but we gotta cut the slice down the middle. Allegedly, they both made this conscious choice as young adults. And unfortunately, one of them paid the ultimate price for it. But I don't think Carter should be over punished. I mean, whatever the penalty is, cut the slice down the middle. It is, you did it, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. Now, they saying the charges are misdemeanors, but, you got an arrest warrant out for you. You're going to have to answer to that one way or another. The SUV driven by LaCroix was traveling about 104 miles an hour shortly before the crash. Yes. The charges announced today are deeply concerning, especially as we are still struggling to cope with the devastating loss of 2 beloved members. Wait a minute. I lost it. Okay. 2 beloved members of our community, Georgia coach Kirby Smart said in a statement. We will continue to cooperate fully with the authorities while supporting these families and assessing what we can learn from this horrible tragedy. According to documents, the recordings of 911 calls reviewed by the Journal-Constitution, at least 2 vehicles driven by Georgia football players had been at the scene, including the Jeep driven by Carter, who left the scene before police or emergency personnel arrived. I mean, is it possible that, I'm not excusing it, so don't even, It is possible that, allegedly, if Carter was there, he had already been drinking. So, the whole drinking and driving thing, that's a whole issue unto itself. You're not supposed to be doing that. So he might have been like, let me leave because I've been drinking and that makes me dirty. So it could be as simple as that. Or on the flip side, allegedly, maybe they were racing and the other young man lost control of his vehicle and, so one of 2 things definitely happened. So, but this is definitely a messed up story. It's unfortunate these choices were made by these individuals. But my condolences go out to the family of the young man, the young man that was killed, Mr. LaCroix. I mean, they say this car was traveling 104 miles an hour. That's ridiculous. I mean, but any event, this is what happens. One split decision that you make can alter the rest of your life permanently. Got to be smart out there, young man. I mean, I've been there, so I'm not gonna be wagging my finger and I understand, but it's just an unfortunate situation, and Carter should definitely know better, because he's on the verge of throwing away his whole, like, instead of being drafted number 1, you mess around and slip to the second round. It's a big difference in money, my guy. It's a big difference. I mean, you leaving a lot of money on the table because of this split second and lapse of judgment. And this is a big lapse in judgment. 104 miles an hour on a downtown street. And there's traffic out there. There's other people out there driving, and you're swerving in and out at 104 miles an hour. Now, as you going 104 miles an hour, I seen a report where somebody was clocked at like 140. So, this guy's going 104 miles an hour trying to catch up to 140, allegedly. So this is bad all the way around. My condolences goes out to the family. Of course, they are powerless in this situation. But Mr. LaCroix made the decision, allegedly, to partake in this. So, y'all let me know what y'all think. This is, it's a sad situation all the way around. But I'll leave y'all with that. I holla.